Hi, welcome to section 4, Deploying the Application. In this section, we are going to focus on the core Agile practices to enable application deployment reliably, frequently, and continuously. Here is what we're going to cover. First, we are going to discuss the delivery pipeline and its critical role in continuous deployment. Then, we are going to deploy our application to the IBM Cloud. And finally, we are going to showcase our application and its functionalities. This is the delivery pipeline video. We had our first glance at the delivery pipeline while working with test-driven development in the previous section. In this video, we are going to take a look at what a delivery pipeline is and why and how it supports continuous deployment. And we are also going to automatically deploy our application to the IBM Cloud using it. Alright, a delivery pipeline is a sequence of automated stages that retrieve input and run jobs such as builds, tests, and deployments. It automates the continuous deployment of a project with minimal or non-human intervention. Why to use a delivery pipeline? To achieve reliable, frequent, and continuous deployment by increasing automation. A pipeline removes the need for expensive, repetitive, and error-prone manual tasks. Productivity. For example, new team members can get started and become productive faster because they don't need to learn a complex environment. Visibility. All aspects of the delivery process are visible to every member of the team. Quality. Quality is increased with a range of automatic verifications. For example, by default, the failure of a stage will not trigger the next stage in the pipeline. Feedback. Team members learn of problems as soon as they occur so they can fix them as quickly as possible. Here is how it works. A stage retrieves input and runs jobs such as builds, tests, and deployments. Jobs run in discrete working directories in containers that are created for each pipeline run. By default, stages run sequentially after changes are delivered to the source control. Let's return to the cloud. Let's once again start from our dashboard. Click on the top left menu, and then Dashboard. Click on our Cloud Foundry application. Scroll all the way down, and click on the View Toolchain button. Click on the Delivery Pipeline icon. Nice! Even though we already ran the build stage in the previous section while working with test-driven development, we did not make any changes to the delivery pipeline configuration. So what we have here is exactly what is automatically configured by default once you create the toolchain, as we did back on section 1. Let's review it. We have two stages, the build stage and the deploy stage. And just by looking to this image, we already understand the environment and that it is set up to run in sequence. Here, we can already see in practice the productivity advantage we discussed earlier. The learning curve is minimal since the information is clearly displayed. Let's review the configuration of the build stage. Click on the stage configuration icon, then configure stage. Let's start with the input section. By default, it is set to the Git associated to our toolchain. And as we learned in the last section, this stage is also by default set to run whenever a change is pushed to Git. As we also discussed earlier, automation is one of the great advantages of a delivery pipeline. We have little to none manual tasks. Very good. Let's review the job section. Here we have only one job, also called build. The build type is Maven, and it is set up to stop running this stage if this job fails. Here is again another advantage, quick feedback. Problems are shown as soon as they occur. We did not change anything, so let's just click on the cancel button. Let's talk about visibility now, how all aspects are visible to every member of the team. Right here, we can see the details of the last execution, like last input, last execution result, but we can also see the complete history of every single execution. Click on the View Logs and History link. Let's review the very first build, build number 1. Click on it. We can see it failed and that it was triggered by Agile Pact with the push of the change set named Added Test Case, Test Database Connection. Then, build number 2. We can see that it passed and it was triggered by the change set named Added Database Credentials. Nice! Let's now review the deploy stage. Go back to the delivery pipeline, click on the stage configuration icon for the deploy stage, and then configure stage. Let's start with the input section. Again, by default, it is set to retrieve the build artifacts from the build job of the build stage, and it is set to automatically run jobs when the previous stage is completed. But remember that the build stage is set to stop running if the build job fails. Therefore, the failure of the previous build stage will not trigger this deploy stage. This assures quality as we discussed earlier. Again, we did not change anything, so let's just click on the cancel button. Alright, since we already ran a successful build during our test-driven development work, that successful build already triggered the deploy stage, and it passed. So we can just click on our application URL here to see our app deployed and running on the IBM cloud. But just so you know, we can manually run any job anytime. So let's run the deployed job again now, just so you see it running. Click on the Run icon. We can see the status and progress of the job. And there we have it, another successful deployment. Congratulations on completing the delivery pipeline video. We discussed what a delivery pipeline is and why and how it supports continuous deployment. We also redeployed our application successfully to the IBM cloud.